this question is about Chloe. Let's have a look. Chloe is cycling her bike. Now, I want you first to think about it, a real life scenario. Don't focus on maths here. We get that. We can imagine her cycling her bike. Chloe cycles over a small nail. As well, we can imagine that. Afterwards, she keeps cycling at the same speed with the nail stuck in her front wheel. So we get that she's on, and now me trying to draw a bicycle. I don't know if it is such a great idea, but let's say that's a bicycle, okay? So the nail gets stuck. Oh, sorry, that was front wheel, not the back wheel. So front wheel. So what happened as she keeps on cycling? That nail will travel, isn't it? Up and down. As she goes, it will go up and down, up and down. And that's what they are saying. As the front wheel rotates, the height of the nail, so meaning it goes up, the height from the ground, isn't it? Is increasing and is decreasing. It goes up and then it goes down and so on. And then we have trigonometric function for that. When you have a trigonometric function, I'm always saying it's a good thing to understand and to know how to create a graph from the function. So this value here and this value here, so that is midline, so middle line of our graph. This value here, that's the amplitude. Now, I know that in this question, they are looking anyway for the graph and the table, but before I do that, I want to show you, because they're not always looking at, and if you can have a small sketch, small drawing of the graph, it very often helps you to answer the question. So we always start with the y-axis, the midline, and the amplitude. So we understand the midline, so we pick a point 30, and we understand that the graph will be going around that line. Then the amplitude, it means it goes up by the amplitude and it goes down by the amplitude. So if it goes up by 30, that means it reaches 60. But if it goes down by 30, actually we need to rearrange our graph here a little bit because it will reach 0, isn't it? So it will reach 0 here. So our graph is going to be going around, touching the x-axis. Okay, so that's the first thing. So we have those 3 points. We know that's how the graph will go. Then the next thing is to get the period. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Trigonometric functions are extremely symmetrical. So each of them can be divided, each period can be divided to 4 equal parts. So how do we calculate period? So period, that is 2 pi divided by c. And what is c? It's that value here that stands beside our variable. In this case, not x, is t. So that means it will be 2 pi divided by 5 pi. And when we put that in the calculator, we get that that is 0.4. So 0.4 is the whole of the period. And then again, each of them, so we divide that into 4 equal parts and we get 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Yeah, so your period divide by 4 equal parts to have that. So that's we have our marks done on the y and x axis. Now, the next thing is to draw the graph itself. When it comes to cos function, normally cos function starts on the top, then go into the middle, then goes at the bottom, then middle, and then up again. And that's more or less how the graph of the cos function look like. However, when we have minus here in front of amplitude, that is flip. So instead of starting at the top, it will start at the bottom, then the middle, then the top, then the middle, and the bottom again. Which makes sense here. How come? Because the nail starts at the bottom, at the 0 height, isn't it? So that's my first point. Then here, the middle, at the midline. Then the next point is the height. And then again, the middle, and then bottom again. And that's how our graph will look like. And it will keep on going. Now, what we have in this question, the rest is the table and the graph. So let's get that. Okay, so that's our table. Oops, the table, I need to move it a little bit. We are missing. So we have to do the table, do the graph, and we already know it starts at 0, at 0.1. We actually know that's going to be the midline. So that's going to be 30 at 2, that's the peak 60, at 0.3, 30 again, that at 0.4, that's 0. And it keeps going, 30 again, middle, peak 60, then 30, and again 0. And that's what we mark here. So 0 starting, 0.1, that's 30, 0.2, that's 60, then 0.3, 30, 0.40, and again middle, and again top, and middle again, and again the bottom. And then we join the lines to get our graph here going. So like I'm saying, knowing how to do that, it's a great skill when it comes to trigonometric function. Now, and then the next part is saying the period of this function is 0.4 seconds because it keeps repeating every 0.4 seconds. Explain what that means in the context of Chloe front wheel. So what happened? What is this function about? This is where she gets the nail, and the nail goes up, and then it goes down again. Why? Because let's go back to our famous bicycle. So what happened? It goes up and then it goes down, isn't it? And how long does it take? 0.4. Because within 0.4 of a second, the full rotation of the wheel will happen. And that's what it means in the context of this question.